Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. My name is Belle. In today's video I'm going to be deep cleaning underneath my sink and just giving my kitchen a really good wipe down. Today is the first day of spring and I'm so excited because I have so many things planned. As you can tell, under my sink really needed a good declutter, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and get that all done and take everything out. That way I can wipe it down and just get started. And if you are tuning in for the first time, thank you so much for clicking on my video. If you enjoy it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love for you guys to join my YouTube family and join me on this journey to clean your way to happiness. Cleaning is my therapy. It helps me stay calm and grounded. And if that sounds something relatable, hit subscribe as well as the bell and we'll get through this together and tackle all of this mess. Don't forget to say hi to me down in the comments below as well. I'd love to introduce myself to you and just get to know you guys. Now, a little backstory about this kitchen. When I first bought the house, it was this tropical orange color and I painted it pink, and I'm just discovering that the sink was kind of jerry-rigged onto the countertop. As you can see, I'm going through this and just kind of panicking because there was just crumbs everywhere because the liner that holds the sink into the countertop was crumbling. I don't know who installed it, I don't know when, but it was just falling apart, so I'm just gonna quickly go in and clean up all these crumbs and get them out of the way. That way all of my stuff doesn't get ruined because the sink was leaking, which I will fix off screen and recaulk it, but it was just a complete disaster under the sink. So this is what under my sink looks like now that it's cleaned out. I'm not sure what was on the bottom of the cabinet, but it was disgusting. It was like crusted on. It took a lot of elbow grease to get it off. And like I said, there were crumbs everywhere from the lining of the sink. So let's get in and just get this all cleaned up because it was disgusting. So I'm going in with the Method wood cleaner. This stuff smells absolutely amazing. If you have not tried it yet, I highly recommend it. You can get it over at Grove Collaborative or Target, and it is only around like $4, which is a steal for something that works as amazing as this. And it really helped to get this whole wooden section just cleaned up, and it no longer smelled like wet wood, if you can understand what I'm saying. But I just highly recommend it. If you are interested, over at the Grove Collaborative, there is a link to get a free 5-piece cleaning set with your first $20 purchase. Just click my link down below, it'll bring you over there, and just shop your heart out. Anyway, it did take some elbow grease, like I mentioned earlier, to kind of get all of the stuff off of the bottom of the cabinet, just because there was just tons of mess, and I'm just kind of ashamed of myself for letting it get this bad. These are one of those places where I will open the cupboard to get something and just kind of sigh and then slowly close it and walk away and just not do anything with it. I have been putting this off for so long, but because today is the first day of spring, I decided this is going to be the task that I tackle. And I'm so sorry, my computer is super mad right now. I can't seem to get it to not sound like that, so I do apologize for that.
But we smashed up all the parts. Oh na na na. Always knew that you were stubborn, but didn't know it'd be so hard to figure out who you really are. I
So a while back, I was obsessed with the videos where people were taking adhesive vinyl and just redoing their kitchen cabinets. So I went onto Amazon and bought 2 rolls of adhesive vinyl, or whatever it's called, contact paper, to redo my countertop. The reason I want to redo it is because, like I mentioned earlier, the whole kitchen was just bright orange, and you can kind of see it now. You guys probably have seen it in my other videos. It is like black and orange granite, and I really didn't think he matched the pink. Now, I didn't buy enough, and I cut it weird because I just couldn't measure properly for some reason. But anyway, I'm taking that vinyl and I'm going to repurpose it because it just kind of sits around my house, and I'm going to line the bottom of the cabinet with it. It came out so good, and it is waterproof, so it is so much easier to wipe down and just keep clean under here. So I am so excited for how this came out, and I hope you guys like it as well. Kind of thinking back as I'm watching this video and just recording my voiceovers, this project would have been so much easier if I would have just taken the doors off of the cabinet. I'm just gonna throw that out there and say that. If you're doing something like this, take the doors off. It was so hard to work around them.
You think you know me? Say I'm as cold-hearted as they come. You think I'm slowly cutting my ties with you, that I'm done. Here's what you don't know. Feelings, they grow slow. I've just been caring for mine. Now I can feel it. Now I believe it. Baby, tonight is the night. I'm gonna call you up in the name of love. Gonna call you up and tell you that I'm not giving up. In the name of love, I'm not giving up. Get on you.
For under the sink, I am going to be using some cardboard boxes to organize. These were what the products were originally in under the sink, but at a certain point I had so many products that they were just kind of overwhelming the boxes. So I am going to go in and categorize them and put like items with like items and just put them back in the boxes and put them neatly under the sink. I got this tip from watching Marie Kondo on Netflix. I absolutely love the show. I do implement some of her tactics and her life hacks into my daily living just because it is so peaceful, and I'm on this journey to just kind of calm my anxiety and my depression. And like I mentioned earlier, I do find cleaning to help me with that. So if you do struggle with depression and anxiety and you need that extra motivation, please join me in cleaning today. That way we can get this whole thing done together and just tackle those very overwhelming messes. As I always say, a messy house, a messy mind. And I am a true believer of this because when it comes to crippling depression and anxiety, I have noticed that I let things go and that my house resembles what I'm feeling inside. And I do let things go just because I don't have the motivation to do them. So if you can relate, make sure you hit that subscribe button and we'll do it together.
They come. You think I'm slowly. No, no, no. Cutting my ties with you, that I'm done. But I'm not done. I'm gonna call you up in the name of love. Gonna call you up and tell you that I'm not giving up. In the name of love, I'm not giving up. Get on you. In the name of love, in the name of love. In the name of love, in the name of love.
I grew up in the era where we hoarded plastic bags. I have no idea why, but everyone in my family has done it. So I came up with this trick where if you straighten out the plastic bag and then tuck it in the handles of the other one and then just kind of roll them up, they pull out like tissues from a tissue box. And conveniently, they had this plastic bag holder installed on the door when we moved in here. So I just decided to throw out the giant bag that I had under here and just keep a select few. That way we had them if we needed them, but otherwise they weren't crowding underneath the sink. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys grew up in the era of just hoarding plastic bags, and if you do it yourself and what you use them for, or do you just throw them out when you're done? Let me know. So underneath the kitchen sink is basically done. I'm going to show you guys that in a second. I have tons of stuff I need to find places for that are on the sink right over here. So here is everything that I took out that I'm not going to be using, except for the air freshener. I like that. Here is some empty cleaning supplies that I'm going to recycle. Just some stuff that was under my sink that I don't use anymore, and stuff that needs to go in the pantry. So if you have made it this far, thank you so much for sticking with me through this video. I would love for you guys to show me some support by giving this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it, and subscribe if you would like to see more. I would love to have you guys join my YouTube family. And let me know down in the comments if you guys are tea drinkers or coffee drinkers, because there's like this big debate going on right now whether tea and coffee are even comparable, and if one is better than the other. I personally like both. I don't know if I could pick one, but I do drink coffee every morning, and I also drink tea every afternoon. So there's that. But let me know down in the comments below if you guys are tea drinkers or coffee drinkers in the morning. So I was kind of being a bit silly here and decided to make myself another multi-surface cleaner using Fabuloso. Out of all of the ones I just organized and put under the sink, I decided to make myself a new one. I have no idea why I did this, because I feel like it's counterproductive to organizing, because this is just one more bottle that's going to have to go under my sink. But I have no regrets. It smelled so good. I used it to wipe down the sinks as well as the countertop, and I love the smell of lavender, so I was so happy with the way it smelled. For some reason, because my kitchen was kind of jerry-rigged, everything still feels dirty when you touch it because there's just caulk everywhere. I need to get like a razor and scrape it off, and the wall for some reason had coffee on it. It wasn't my fault. I don't use the coffee pot that much. Anyway, I just went in and deep cleaned the sink and the countertop and just made sure everything was disinfected for when I make dinner a little bit later on. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me in another clean and declutter with me. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I would love for you guys to join my YouTube family and just my journey to clean your way to happiness, especially if you need that extra motivation. But I look forward to talking to you guys all in the comments, and we'll see you all in my next video on Wednesday. I hope you guys have a happy spring. Bye!